This property was abandoned for 17 years before I put up everything I had to buy it.
Water feature.
The previous owners left everything behind. A house full of belongings, a shop full of tools and equipment, and an old pony barn full of classic car parts. It's on a beautiful piece of property, but all the buildings are collapsing in total disrepair. Considering I put everything I have into this property, I don't have a lot of choice except try to bring it back to life. But one piece at a time, one stick, one board, we're gonna put this place back together.
What is that?
So welcome aboard, and thanks for joining me on the biggest project of my life.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Between the Sharks. Spent the morning window shopping, and there they are. So here's the plan, Stans. We got to poke some holes here and here and use a hole delete on that one. We got to put a window in this bathroom and a window in this bathroom. Yeah. And this window is right between the two, and if you notice what is right there in front of you, there used to be a window over there, and then they kind of framed in the window here, but it's not done right at all. And then there's never been a window here. Make two holes, close one hole. So we should start with the easiest one. You know which one that is? Ha! Trick question. No such thing. There's not a bathtub in the way on this side, so maybe we'll start over here. This is not the best quality window. It's a single hung, single pane, not particularly insulated. The good news was it was the right size and it was on the shelf. I don't know what the racket is with windows, but if you're ordering them, just plan on waiting a long time. And that's not our style. So we're gonna jam this 18 by, what is it? Yeah, we just gotta make a hole where there's no hole, but there clearly used to be a hole. So any luck, this part actually probably will be easier than the other one. So maybe it wasn't a trick question. This is also a new construction window, which means it's got this nailing flange that has to go in from the outside. A not new construction window would need a pre-existing hole to go in. I mean, as you can see, this would also not be good for a not new construction window because the framing's all wrong. So I nearly just put my fist into that nail because I was gonna knock on it, and I didn't see that there. All right. So we need a rough opening of 18 by 36. Now I don't know that offhand. I'm not a wizard, but I can read. And I can even make it out in Spanish. So the actual size is 17.5, 35.5. Minimum rough opening is 18 by 36. It can be a little bigger, you gotta shim in, but obviously you want these nailing plates to hit a framing member. So that's essentially your outer limits. So we have 18.5 to this stud right here. So to some extent, windows are framed out like doors, where you have a jam stud that goes up to the header and then a king stud that runs from the top to the bottom next to it. The header is usually, this is the original window header for the house, this was the opening there, is usually 6'10"-ish, which gives you room to shim down or whatever. This one's 6'9". The general standard is your top of your window is also the top of your door height. So if you're changing your door heights and you want to stay consistent, you do you. If you want to ignore all that, you also do you. We are going to work with the header we have, and we're going to stay pretty close to the finished door height of 6'8" for our window. It means all the trims will line up, all that kind of stuff. In order to do that, we've got to poke a hole right here. So this has to come out, this has to come out, and then this to this is essentially our opening. I'm choosing to do that because that allows me to use some of the existing stuff that's already here, which is pretty solid. The issue, if you're doing stuff like this, is the siding attached to it from the outside. So we'll see how much of a fight it puts up. On this thing, we have this vinyl siding is over the original wooden siding, which, you know, could be worse. All right, now we've shed a little light on the subject. We're gonna have to start with some brute force, trying to knock this out and then wiggle this out. So we'll start with this hammer and go bigger if we need to. Should move that in case something actually goes flying. That'd be a shame. Karate! One down. Lots of pointy things. Oh, she's down. All right. Out you go. Come on. Come on. Come on. Give it up, buddy. Give it up. There we go. There we go. Cool. Not terribly concerned about plumber square at this point. It's a rough opening, which means we should have a gap all the way around, and that will allow us to plumb and level the window as we put it in place. Before we bust a hole in this, I'm gonna hold the window up on the inside, see how it fits. All right, this is an entirely unnecessary step, but it takes 2 seconds to confirm that we did that correctly. So our window fits in the hole, and now we just need to actually make a hole. So just taking a look out here, my plan is to cut straight through the vinyl siding, but I may as well pop off this aluminum trim because we're gonna be cutting somewhere right in here based on where I can see that stud, and this window's got to come out anyway, so we'll just wonder if I can, well, maybe we won't be cutting through that. Anyway, we're filling this hole anyway. This window's got to go. I guess we are free to go ahead and make our cut. All right. Now, it seems obvious, but it's worth mentioning. If you've got a brick house, this needs a lot more consideration. It doesn't work like this. But if you got a janky old, this kind of house, well, you can poke holes in it and do it relatively quickly. All right, team, there's a great many tools that can put a hole in the wall. I'm gonna use this 5/8 spade bit because that's what I have. That's gonna do it. It's gonna do all of it. New information has come to light, dude. So because the original house siding is 3/4 inch, and I'm gonna have to put 3/4 inch material on that stud to make the window not be cockamamie in there, then, well, apparently I might as well cut the other window in and then frame in the spot we gotta close and then fit both windows. So we're going all in, apparently. It's always definitely the right move. Cut a bigger hole in the house. I mean, it is hard. I bought the better window, but you just see that money adding up. But ultimately, I'm saving a ton of money by doing it myself, but that's also my only option. It's not just to save money. There would be no possible way for me to afford a house that will be finished on a property like this unless I bought a piece of crap and fixed it myself. All right, just a quick look at the actual wall that's here. We have added 0 framing except this one piece. You can see that this window was framed correctly, actually. But then when they shifted everything, they just went karate, cut the stud out that was here. There's a lot of things they should have done, but they didn't do. So we're gonna do a version of those. So we're aiming for center-ish on this window just so it'll look nice. So we got a mark here that puts 12 inches this way. Our rough opening is 24 by 24. So we'll come somewhere about here to frame in. It's gonna be awesome. And I bought some tubifers the other day. So we're taking the creative framing and making it even more creative now that we're involved, gang. Ooh, that's not straight at all. See the bow? See how that's like... That's not just the camera, that's real. Okay, well. It's time for a quick coffee break. Today we're using the Outen Fino portable coffee grinder and the Outen Mino portable espresso maker. This portable grinder is super easy to use. It's hermetically sealed. You pop it open, set your grind by the little number. Fresh roasted coffee. In she goes. Look at that. And this is the Mino portable espresso maker. So this thing is going to heat the water, build pressure to 22 bar, and make the espresso for us right here into this little travel cup. It also comes with an adapter to use these style pods, which is really great if you're on a road trip because you can pop one of these in, fill it with water, sit it in the cup holder, and look at that. Life's too short for lousy coffee, gang. All right, out here at the ranch, the luxuries are few and far between, but this is an excellent cup of coffee. If you're interested in picking up a Nino and a Fino for yourself, use the discount code SHARKS and they'll give you 5% off. That's 5% off on top of any promotions they already have running on the website. Links in the description. Man, that's good. All right, day is getting on. We're gonna end up doing some, as much as I've teased about the framing in this house, I'm gonna end up doing some wacky framing in here because, well, it's gonna be fine and we just gotta get moving. I put this brace in here. I don't even know what to call it. It's not really a proper window part, but it is a tubifer, so we're gonna just run with that. This is gonna be the bottom of our opening. I just screwed this on level at my mark so I can run my sawzall along it, thus opening up the wall, and then we're gonna cruise up 24 inches to get us to 6'8", over and down again. We'll just repeat this process up that away here shortly, hopefully shortly. Well, gang, day's moving right along. Window goes there, not window goes in the middle. I reckon we can figure this out. To get this measurement before I burst into flame. 36 by 36. What are the odds of that? Get in there, buddy. And I'll tell you what, I can make a mess. This room was clean when I started today. nailed it. Sort of. Fine art, it is not, but it'll work. Hopefully there's enough siding around here to kind of just gussy it up. Obviously, we're going to re-side the house at some point. Can do a better job at the top of the bottom if we need to. The window opening will be a-okay, I think. So I guess we got to jam the windows in there. Hey, we got one right here. Man, it is hot right here. May still need to trim the siding back some more, but let's just take a look, see. Alright. The idea is the siding to tuck in there, so maybe we can get it to do something like that when we install it. Alright. Maybe? Alright, I think I can work that out. So, whew. Alright, just by the nature of how this is, we're gonna have to struggle a little bit. This is just waterproof flashing tape. Generally speaking, on a house, I don't want any gaping holes in the house before I leave tonight, so I gotta get after it. I'm gonna do this hopefully in a hurry, and I will see you on the other side. You may have noticed that I'm not using a window seal on these yet, because it's occurring to me that when I redo the siding, it will probably be pretty beneficial to be able to pop these out and do a proper house wrap on this, because some of it has tar paper, some of it doesn't. And once the siding's off, that's an obvious thing to do. I doubt we'll re-sheathe over it, because what's there is in pretty good shape, but we've gotten into enough spots that it's gonna need to be re-sided. Plus, I couldn't get this to match even if I wanted to. So the windows are, I don't want to call them temporary placeholders. The most important part of the windows was to be able to finish the framing on the inside so that we can finish off the plumbing in the bathrooms. And make no mistake, man, I mean, on a project like this, I'm recovering ground I've covered 100 times. I'm gonna keep redoing that, because it's like, I'm just not in a position to tear everything down to where it needs to be and start over. So I got to do it piece by piece, and that is going to mean it's going to be a lot of 2 steps forward, 1 step back. So, but I knew that about this. Hey, look at that. Would you? Bam. Closed. Let's actually leave it open. It's a little toasty in here now that we closed it all off. It's actually cooling off outside because it looks like it's gonna storm. Boy howdy. I feel like I need to test fit that window, because if I don't, and I just wrap it in this stuff, then it's not gonna fit, and we're gonna have to go back after it. It doesn't look square at all, which doesn't surprise me because we already know that this 2x4 is. Well, I'll be. I measured the diagonals. It looks like it's only an 1/8 out, unless I just did that wrong. It's possible. Who knows? This stuff. Gang, I am beat and getting my butt whooped. I mean, get my butt whooped by me. Like, none of this is all that difficult. It's not like we're on a big tall ladder. I'm just, you know, gotta slow down. I'm acting dumb. I'm being in a hurry, and that's how I get hurt. There's still plenty of daylight left. I just gotta chill out, get this window in, bang on some siding, and we should be in business to move on with our projects in here. Nature's clock is ticking, but we're getting somewhere. It is thundering pretty bad, and well, we're what, 3 horses away, we'll get there. And if we don't, we don't. That's what you need. Oh, here it comes.
Just a little squall. They come on you fast, and they leave you fast.
Man, I'm out of time. It's a cold rain. That means that storm is way up there. Good enough for right now. All right, a work of art. No, my best work, hardly. Good enough for right now, without a doubt. All I gotta do is clean this stuff up. It's actually kind of nice. Woo, I'm bushed. As always, thanks for watching Between the Sharks. Consider subscribing, consider buying something out of the merch store, the Amazon store. I'll take all the help I can get, gang, because, you know, it's a lot. It's a lot. All right, good luck on your projects out there. We'll see you next time on Between the Sharks.